In this video, we're going to talk about how to name and write the formulas for some compounds called hydrates. So first, let's look at what a hydrate is. So a hydrate, which is also called a hydrated ionic compound, is just that. When something is hydrated, it has water. So a hydrate is an ionic compound that has water trapped inside of it. And so when we think of a hydrate, what we think of is an ionic compound plus water. So each ionic compound within a hydrate has a specific number of water molecules in the chemical formula, and that's what we focus on when we name the hydrates. So when we're naming hydrates, what we do is we name the ionic compound using rules that we had talked about for ionic compounds before. So you name the metal, and then you name either the nonmetal or the polyatomic ion. Now, what we do is we use Greek prefixes attached to the word hydrate to tell how many we have, because water is a molecular compound. And so we actually use those molecular prefixes to tell how many water molecules we have. Now, when writing the formula for a hydrate, what we do is we put the ionic compound formula, and then we put a dot, and then the waters. This is not a multiplication symbol, it's just a dot, and we'll look at an example on the next page. So with examples of hydrates, we're going to look at naming and writing the formula. So this says to name the formula for BaOH2 dot 8H2O. And so what we do is we name this like normal. So it's barium hydroxide. Right, so barium hydroxide, that's just naming using the ionic rules like before. And then what we say is octa for 8 hydrate. So instead of saying octa water, we say octahydrate. What that means is that it has 8 waters attached. So the way that we would read this name is barium hydroxide octahydrate. Now we could also go the other way, and we could write the formula for a hydrate. So for example, it says calcium sulfate dihydrate. So calcium sulfate is an ionic compound. So this is where we have to write the symbol with the charge. So calcium is Ca plus 2. Sulfate, 8, is a polyatomic, which is SO4 2 minus. So plus 2 minus 2 will cancel out. We get CaSO4. Now this dihydrate tells us that we have 2 waters. So we put this dot and then 2H2O. And so again, I down at the bottom said you write the formula for calcium sulfate using the crisscross method, just like ionic compounds. Di means 2, so we have 2 water molecules. So the way that you can tell something is a hydrate is if you see this dot, however many H2Os. That dot H2O tells you it's a hydrate, and you'll name it this way.